Alrighty, I think that's all good. And then we'll go like that. Uh-oh, what happened? Close. There we are. And we'll close that for now. Have this open. And we need to pop out a chat. There we are. Alright, and go like that. Chat. Switch this to live chat. Alright, I think we are good now. Quick save over here. So I have 2 more that I need to make. I've been working on these new callouts. They're pretty cool because here we'll take, actually no, we'll put something new on the timeline so I can show everyone. So in past videos I talked about how they've changed a couple of the effects, and now we have the ability on the edit page to add these overlays from Fusion. So what we can do is we can come in here, and this is the first one that I've been working on. This one has a couple of bugs, but soon I'll get to it. Like you can see, there's a line here, but then it's over here, and if I reset this, that line goes away. So I already fixed that, just this one that's in my system I haven't fixed yet. But so we'll just set that back to default. And the cool thing now is, one, we can add it into Fusion, or excuse me, on the edit page we can add the Fusion callout. But the other cool thing is I can come down here and I can get Fusion overlay, and then the Fusion overlay will give me access to the widgets. So then I would be able to reposition these as I need to without going into Fusion. But if I ever wanted to add a tracker to something, so like let's say we wanted to track the tail light here, what I could easily do is click this button here, which will then take me into, this is hard to explain, but it'll take me into a Fusion comp for the effect. It's not a Fusion comp for the clip, it's a Fusion comp for that effect that goes in that effect stack. So here I can open this up and then just put in actually I don't want to put it there. I can throw a tracker on and then get the track point, and then let's say I just want to track the light. So I can track a little bit that way, and obviously it jumped a bit, so I'd probably want to retrack that, but then I can track back just so we get a little bit of tracking information here. And then I could highlight these both so that I can come over into my callout, and the target, I can say expression, grab, go into the tracker, and then grab that tracker information here. So now, if I now look at this, it's now being tracked very quickly. Come back over to the edit page, and all of that track information is now there that I can pull from, right? So that's kind of cool. So that's what I've been working on. And then one of the other issues that people always were talking about is they want to add on multiple callouts without being able to time multiple callouts on the same clip. So let's say you wanted to do one for this particular car, but then you could then add another one. Before, how it was set up was that it used frame 0 for the start of the animation for the call out. And this is going to get really sloppy really quickly, but now I put in the animations here. So it just goes from 0 to 1. I probably should have just had 1 so I can show you this, but now we can just say, okay, let's have it start here, and then maybe 1 second we will have it that full animation. So now over that 1 second, it's not cached right now, but it will then be able to animate. So in the middle of the clip, because before it always animated from the beginning because we had to use Fusion comps and the timing was always different. So being able to automatically animate, or not automatically, but manually animate that. And then also these, they also have animations of their own as well. So you could say like to the end of that and then start this animation. I probably don't want to do 1 whole second. Just come in a little bit and then add that animation, because this one's a little bit different. None of this stuff is cache, but like little different elements will flicker on for that animation. And there's a ton of different settings here for all different things with this circle, making the circle bigger and stuff like that. So that's what I've been working on. How am I finding DaVinci Resolve 17? I enjoy it. There are a couple of like weird bugs that I see here and there, but overall, all the stuff that the previous versions of DaVinci Resolve have done, obviously this one does perfectly fine. Some of the Fusion stuff on the edit page renders a bit quicker, so that's cool. Still not a huge, I still don't know how these effects are going to, if there's ever going to be like a button on here that I can cache that particular effect. That would be pretty cool to see, like a 1-button click, cache this effect. But for right now, you can do, and I made a video on this, render in place. So it'll take all the effects that you have added to a clip. It'll re-render that clip out with all of those effects baked in. But then if you don't like the effects, you can just right click and I forget what it's called, like decompose or something like that. And it'll get the original clip, the source clip that you had, and then it'll add all the effects back in, so you could go in and edit them and then redo it again if you ever needed to. But overall, I'm liking it. There's I don't know if you guys have seen, but over the last 2 or 3 weeks, there's been a bunch of updates fixing a lot of bugs that people were reporting on the forum. So I have tutorials on how you save all of this. I'll be jumping into it because I have to recreate a couple of these. Well, I have to create a couple of more because right now I only have 6 of them, and I have 2 more ideas that I still want to do. So I'll go through some of that stuff today. What graphics card am I using? I have it in the, I don't know if it's in the description of the stream. I think it is. I think all of the equipment that I'm using is currently in the description of the stream. That's all the stuff I'm currently using. I would like to get the new AMD stuff, but with how graphics cards are right now, it doesn't seem like that's going to be a thing that's going to be easy to pick up anytime soon. So just holding off on that. I've been pretty good. Just keeping busy. What was it? Almost 3 weeks. We did like the Black Friday sale stuff, and now I've been just kind of thinking about, with all the new tools that are in 17, what is some stuff that I could take advantage of. And I mean, it's the call out pack that I currently have on my website was made in 2018, and so I believe that was on DaVinci Resolve 15, and since then there's been a lot of like new things that have come along, so I can make new stuff now. So just trying to take advantage of some of the new features that are now out there. So yeah. All right, so I have a couple of them already made. I have this like little, none of these right now, these are all just Fusion comps because I'm like in the process of like building these out. But then I was playing with this. I was just trying to think of like different things I could make, and this is all with the new shape tools. So that's kind of cool. I'm thinking about making a whole set that's kind of like sci-fi-ish, but that's going to be a little ways out because there's a lot of moving parts in something like this. And what do you give controls to? What don't you give controls to? What things do you put into groups that use one big control? a lot of different ideas that I had with that, but that was just me playing around trying to get an idea of what to create. Yeah, so I've been making a couple of these. Like I have one little spinner, and this you can, if I go into it, you can change the just about everything. So on that, you have the ability to change like the length of these. Obviously the thickness, but whereas that default is way better. Animation speed. That's one of the new things that I started adding in, because I did this a long time ago, because there used to be, well, there's a lot of the ability to do this, but if you just take one of these, right, you could come in and you could go to the calculation, and there used to be, and I played with this for so long, there's this scaling option, right? So you could create something over a certain amount of keyframes, and then you could scale the time, you know, that it would take for keyframes, because everything in Fusion it's time based, is all frame numbers, right? It's not time code. So being able to scale, you know, one frame that's on the timeline could take 5 frames or whatever it may be. I used to use that, and a lot of my old templates actually use that for the dynamic aspect of it. But now they've added all of this new stuff with this. I guess I should have kept that open. They added this new stuff with this animation curve, and a lot of my new stuff is now taking advantage of this whole animation curve. So one of the cool things that I have in here, how do I show this to you? So if I come back to the beginning here, I'm probably gonna just show you guys this way. So if I take, let's do my line. I take my line and let's have this over 30 frames, or however many frames that is. And actually, let's just do all of these, so I can just cache everything then. So the idea here is that you add these keyframes in, and then you can, you know, retime everything to however you want. So I'm just going to go back and I'm going to let this cache quick, and then I'll just show you one of the cool things, because you can set, you just have to be able to be willing to do a little bit of math, but you can set how over a certain time period. So like, let's say you set a keyframe 1 as a value of 0, the other one is a value of 1, and then in between there, you can make a custom curve on how does it get to that value. So you could have it go up and down and up and down and up and down until it gets to the keyframe that you have it go to 1. You have like I don't know how to explain this. So you have the ability to set a curve, but then you have a set of keyframes that you can set the time in which it goes across that curve. And I feel like, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I have a really good way of explaining it, and I might have to get out a thing. But here, let me just show you this. So if it plays, hello? What is going on? It's not really playing. Okay, so there we go. So there's this like little flicker here at the beginning, right? And then everything comes on. Because I was thinking of like a way in which to have it come on. And depending on how long that curve is, would kind of, or how long the time period is, would I just need to show. But anyways, the whole idea is that there's like a flicker, right? And that is super dynamic, because you're just using, so we get the flicker, we get this animation of everything coming on, and all it really is just this one thing that goes from 0, and as it comes on, it flickers and it goes to 1, right? So that the value is only ever 1. So the way in which to do something like that, so I'll just grab another thing. So I'll come in and we'll add one of those curves in. So we have the source, right? And you can do a custom source. So this is the 0 to 1 thing that I'm talking about. So if I just have it 0, and then we'll come to frame, whatever, 100, sure. And we'll put a 1 here, right? So now I can come in and I can make a custom curve. So over here, this side is when it starts at 0, and let's say this is the time, by the time it gets over to here, it counts as a 1. So this whole duration, you can get it to do whatever you want, the value that is, right? So we could have it go up, have it come down, have it go up again, have it come down, right? And obviously you can curve these because they have the handles here to ease it or whatever you want. But now over this duration of this 0 to 1, it'll get bright and it'll come back down, and it'll get bright again and it'll come back down. And the value that we are inputting is just a 0 to 1, but it's constantly doing this whole, the changing. And that's where you can then go into this automatic easing. So when it's the in versus the out, so when it's at 0 and it's working its way to 1, you can do all of these. And these are super well-known curves. So I think this is probably the easier way to show this. So I'm just going to kind of do a little extra here, but we'll just make a tool so we can see it move. We'll make a slider, sure. And then in here, we'll add in that curve, right? And we'll do a custom, and then we'll do easing, and we can do like a bounce, sure. All right, so we'll do 10, and we'll go to like, like a bit further, I don't know. I'll make this a 1. So now we have from 10, if I was actually looking at this, so 10. All right, so now that we have that and we have a bounce, then we can come into All right, so now we have this 0 to 10, right? Oh God. Anything was gonna go out so far. And see how it automatically bounces? That's that automatic thing. Because if you look at this value here, it's constantly changing, right? So then how would you then add something onto that? So we could make like another tool, right? Another thing. And then we can make this into a slider that goes from 0 to 1. And then we could take like this, and we could go into there, and now we can make this whatever we want, right? So over, let's say this whole duration, it goes from 0 to 1. So now wait, what the heck? Oh, geez, I'm like looking at the wrong thing here. Here we are. 0 to 1. So now over this little duration that I just made is when it's going to do its whole bounce. Now, obviously, you can come in and you can change this to do something completely different. That didn't really look all that different, but there you go. We can see it does something completely different, but it's all then powered by this 0 to 1. So I could always just change this and have it go over here instead. So it'll take even longer, right? And we can simply go back into bounce. And over that whole time, it's going to do that thing. So there's a lot of really cool things that we can then do. And now that I just said all of that, I think I'm just going to snippet this one little thing and turn that into a video of its own, because I just kind of explained how that works. And then we have like scaling and time. I would have to go into more detail with that, but we can have this time period, right? But then we can scale how long it goes from that 0 to 1 with the scale. So we can make that time period take longer or be a little bit shorter, like I was saying previously. So a lot of cool stuff that you can definitely do. And so I've been trying to take advantage of those tools because it's significantly less of manual work that I have to do compared to the stuff that I used to have to do in the past. All right, so my next idea that I want to do, I think I was over here. No, so let me, so this was the last one. That's just one, but this was the last one that I was working on. And one of the cool things, hello, Okay, so one of the cool things I was looking at is I made this little guy here, right? And I think what I want to do is I want to have another one of these, but maybe on the other end, and then maybe write something on the inside of it, right? So instead of having text up here and text down here, I could just make one of these that, you know, you can make it bigger or whatever, and it clears out everything inside. But inside of it, we're going to have something written. So I think that's what I want to do next. And then maybe I could also do the same exact thing. I was thinking about, like, do I want to have the ability to insert like an image or something in that circle? And I was kind of like, I don't really know if that's necessary. So I'm just going to start working right off of this one since I have all of the other stuff saved. And I'm trying to keep these as clean as possible because, the other thing that I made the ability for, does this still have it? Yeah. So if we go into the effects, and I go and look into this comp. So let's say we're working on something here and you want to, there's just something that you want to do custom in this. Now you'll be able to click on it and you could go into every single node, every single element of this whole call out and change up whatever it is that you want. So that's one of the things that I've been trying to pay attention to, is making sure it stays clean and they all are pretty much all built the same exact way, and not every single template you go into looks completely different and you're kind of lost. So thanks for you're welcome. I'm hoping that I can do more. I'm kind of like not sure what kind of stuff people want to see. I think I need to just start making beginner content, and when I have cool ideas or things that I'm excited about, so like while I'm creating this thing, when I find things that I'm excited about, I can then share those things. Because sitting around trying to come up with ideas isn't always the most productive thing, because I end up not coming up with ideas. But thank you. Hopefully I can come up with more stuff that you enjoy. All right, so I now need to go over into here, and so we have this little circle over here. What I'm gonna do is bring all this up. Let's close that so I have a little bit more space to work with here. And this is my third one, so I'm just going to copy and make a instance of it, right? So it obviously stays the same, but then we want to want to make an instance of this. All right, so then in the instance, we want a de-instance paint mode because we want to be able to subtract, right? And then if I come over to here and we add in a border, okay, so it is working. But why isn't it only working when it gets really big? All right, what size is this? Aren't these the same exact size? What am I doing here that's not making sense to me? Why is it just showing up like kind of? Oh, I see why. It's because I have to come into here and we need to de-instance the border because the border's going out and obviously it's getting cut. Yeah, perfect. So now we have that. And then I believe in here we have a dot size. So that's going to make that bigger. So we might need to undo that, but we also need to take this out of here have this go into here because I want it to also cut the line. So this has to go underneath to be able to cut that line. So there we go. Now it's cutting the line, so that line's not coming into the middle like it was previously. So now that we have all of that, we need to also, we need to take an instance of this. We're going to paste an instance of it out here as well. And I think, I don't know if, do instances work outside? Okay, they do. They just don't show the link. Okay, that's fine. So we want to de-instance that. I'm going to keep the size the same. And we're going to redo all of this stuff, right? So I'll have this go into here, but then this can go into this. So we only have it inside. And we don't need all of this crap anymore. This just needs to come into here. And we're going to grab the position of this and put the position of that in here. I think that worked. All right, and then we're going to center everything and just put a 1. All right, so it's there, it's just really dark. All right, so now it's there, but what is going on? Why doesn't this work? Okay, we're gonna get rid of that as well. So there we go. Now we have it in the middle. All that stuff isn't needed anymore. Come on. So now we just have a 1, right? I don't really like that this is so big, but yeah, so we'll figure it out here. I'm pretty new to Fusion. One question. When you have a huge node tree, can you like combine it into one node? So what you would want to do is group nodes. So highlight, right click, and you can go into group. So I could highlight, ooh, Jesus. Yeah. So I have a bunch of nodes you can highlight and you could go like group. So then you would have it there, right? And then if you ever need to go into it, you could double click and you could see all the nodes in there. I think that's what you are doing. The other thing too that they recently added, well, underlays have been around forever, right? But the cool thing is that you can have a bunch of them now, and you can come into here and then you can quickly jump around to all of them. They don't close, but if you have big node trees, you could easily, because you can make this infinitely big, right? If you ever look at some of the, I could show you a couple of videos of like really big projects that have a couple hundred nodes in them, and they're for like multiple passes. So like there might be 6 characters in a scene and each character has like 15 passes. There might be different elements that have a bunch of passes and stuff like that. And then you're doing all of the compositing nodes to make it look good. But you could say, take like each character and put an underlay under each one. And then with the bookmarks, the new thing that's in 17, you could just jump around to each one that you would need to do. But if you just want it to be clean, like as you can see, the stuff that I have here, I have groups inside of groups. So it's a big group inside of like another group. So it looks clean. You can open it up and then I have a group here, right? So that's how that works. Thanks for the membership. Hopefully I bring you some value. Oh, I taught you everything that you know in Resolve. Nice. Some more drag and drop stuff. Working on it. You know, each because I'm kind of I don't really have other people creating this stuff with me. Stuff takes time, but with all the new tools, there's definitely some, bit of excitement using the new tools and seeing different ways in which that you can tie those into different packs to make them easy to use. And with the feedback that I've gotten over the past couple of years, I get a better idea of the things that I need to make sure that I integrate into packs. So like the being able to animate things instead of just using the time by automatically doing it. Now I can do this. The only caveat, and I highly doubt anyone from Blackmagic's here, but the only caveat that I wish that was in that I wish was in DaVinci Resolve 17. The only thing I wish was in DaVinci Resolve 17. If you make effects, and this is something that anyone that actually makes these things will understand. If you make effects and you make something animatable, right? So you can add keyframes. It would be nice. Now, obviously, this callout has a lot of different keyframes in there. You don't want a whole bunch of those to be visible, right? But if there are keyframes that are editable within the UI, those keyframes should be able to show up in some type of keyframe editor. If there is a way to do it, I just don't know how to do it. But one of the issues that maybe it's just the way that I do keyframes, is I like to see my keyframes and being able to, so like we have the animation for the line. So I would like to be able to see where that animation stops, set my playhead down, then animate title 1, set my play down in the middle of those two, start the animation for timeline title 2, set mine in the middle of title 2, start my animation for title 3. That's the only thing I wish was down here. Now, don't get me wrong, we can click on it, click this button here, go into Fusion, see my keyframes in the spline editor by having it activated, right? But as you can see, there's so much stuff here, right? So that would be like the one thing that'd be cool to see. But I've tried to push everything just to this one tool, so then you can see all of the animations just in this one tool. So you're not looking at, everything. So I don't know. We'll see if that ever gets implemented. But that's like the one thing that I would like to see in 17. All right, so let's get back to what we were doing here. Does Resolve 17's beta crash? It doesn't crash a ton. There are a couple of things I do here and there that crash and that are repeatable crashes. So those are things I should probably submit. But outside of that, I haven't seen a lot of crashes. I know people on my Facebook group have said that they are reading people saying that things are crashing. It's always difficult to get a large audience because you have to be able to filter out the noise, because some people might not have the adequate equipment for Resolve and so on. So there might just be a lot of people, and the only people that really talk about crashing are the people that are having crashing issues. People that just use Resolve and that are doing perfectly fine, they're never going to go on and comment like, oh, it's working great. You only hear the people that are having issues. But a lot of that, you also have to be able to filter out the noise. People that just don't have the proper equipment to run it. Animated illustrations. I'm not entirely sure what that even means. Like, are you mean like stuff that you make in like Illustrator, like vector, like image stuff? I mean, you can bring in SVGs, and then you'll then have all the masks for all the different layers, and then you could animate those. I'm not entirely sure what kind of stuff you're looking to do, like those 2D like animations. I don't know. All right, so now I think I want this. Oh, geez. Maybe make these two the same size, use the same size parameter, and then make this one a separate one. Because I do have two different sizes. So I have not line size, I have dot size and target size, right? So target is obviously going to be over here. But now what do I name them if I'm not going to use that, right? So, so maybe not, I could just use dot size, and what would this be? Title size maybe? Okay, so yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So we will first go into these two and make sure they are the same. So we have the pointer, right? And we will grab the target size, and we can just use target, that's fine. Right, so we have dot size. So we'll change this to target size. And then what was this before? This was target, and then we had dot size, right? Yeah, so pointer 3, dot size. Okay, so dot size, that's dot size. And then this one out here should be dot size as well, right? Yeah, dot size, okay. We need that to be a bit bigger. Okay, so now if I click on this, even though they're the wrong thing, those are getting bigger by themselves. And then we have this one getting bigger. Okay, that's perfect. We just need to change that name. All right, and what is it on here? Target ring size, target ring size, target ring size. Do I make this a dot, or do I just keep it as a ring? I think we turn that back into a dot. So where is the cutout for that? Is that this one? Yeah, we take that one and we just remove that. So now we got it back to a dot. But why are these two dots different sizes? Pointer, thickness, target ring thickness. Okay, so we will take that out of there, and we're just going to reuse some of this stuff. And in here, we are going to, oh gosh, where is it? Is it this one? Yeah. We will just put that in here, right? And so, I just need to start making notes because there's a lot of things I have to change here. So, target ring thickness. And what was the other thing that we needed to change here? In the target ring thickness and target size. Okay, so save that for now. All right, so these two will move around like that. Great. And then, ooh. Do I just have this as 2 points instead of 3 points? Or no, maybe 3 points is good, because we still have the control to make this line right here. This line, move around. So we can, oh, hold on a second. If we move it over here, okay, it's still good over there. All right. It just updates slow. Okay, so that all looks good. Does that mean I can get rid of all of that? I don't need any of that. I don't need that either. All right, so what are you guys saying here? Another question, hard to explain. Audio files faster. How to make an audio file faster so that it's shorter? Because I had this problem where a song was longer than... I don't know what you mean by make a song shorter. Are you just going to cut the end of it off? If you speed it up, everyone's going to sound like chipmunks. You just cut it. I would always cut off the end. Yeah, if you speed it up, everyone's going to sound like chipmunks. What you can do is, if it doesn't have like any type of lyrics, like people singing, you could find a common, like the common like beat structure, and you could cut it, and then wherever the ending of the song is, you could match it up so that it sounds, you know, like that was the end of the song that they intended. So it takes some work to get it to work. And sometimes you can overlay other sounds on top of it so it's not as noticeable, because sometimes you can't get the perfect. So you can sometimes add other sounds over top of it that might fit with whatever is visually showing, to kind of hide that audio cut in between. But most of the time you should be able to get it pretty close. You can't import a Blender file. You could import OpenEXR, which Blender can export. You could bring that in. I'm not entirely sure. I would need more information on what you mean by you're getting only studio overlay. Are you using an effect that's only a studio overlay effect, or is it you're just bringing in media? Because that doesn't make much sense to me. Just bringing in media. Okay, so animations here. So what would this look like currently? That doesn't have any animation. We have our line animation, right? Oh, I didn't think about that part. In here, I use level to animate all of the elements coming on, and that's fine. I could just come into here and, like, I'm only thinking that these are only going to be like numbers, right? So for text animation 1, what I could do is I could take these two and come over in here and then go over into shading, and let's just do opacity. I think opacity would be fine. Oh geez. Okay, well then. Alright, so come over into here. Tool. Alright, so now that'll be the animation for that, right? Alright, so I guess that's good enough. The other thing we could do here is we could add in some type of a background for this. So that would go in there, then this comes into here, and then we could change this to like, right? So we have some type of like a background. So that might work. All right. So then, instead of having that in here, we'll take that out, remove that. I think I have a better idea here. So what we could do, so we'll use this. Okay, this is actually we're gonna need some math here. So I'm thinking what we could do is, for this, instead of doing that, we could have it be the size of this, right? We could start it as that size. And then as you bring this animation 1 up, this circle could open up, like, right? And then reveal whatever's inside of it. But now that I'm thinking about that too, now that I'm thinking about that, it's going to be small, but then you're still going to, so if like we do, what was it, target size? No. If we do this dot size, it's going to look like that. And if there was like an actual like letter in there, it's going to look stupid, right? So if you have it small, so that doesn't really look all that great either. So what would you do in place of this? I'm not entirely sure. So maybe we just go the easy way for now, because that is going to look bad. I could do it so that it bounces out, but that would look bad. All right, so for now, we'll just do it over here. We'll do the blend mode, go like that, and then when we do this, it'll go like that, right? Then the real question is, I'm guessing that you see the color underneath, right? Yeah, you're seeing the color underneath. Okay. I kind of like the animation where it like bounces out. I don't know. I'll have to think about that, but let's maybe, I don't know what to do. Yeah, in the studio version, or excuse me, in the free version, you obviously can't use the studio effects, but you should be able to use the free version and not have any issues. So, I'm not sure why. I don't think they took any of the tools that were in the the free version before and made them studio only. I think they went the other way around with that, because there was a couple of studio only tools that they're now including in the free version. So I'm not entirely sure why you're getting that pop-up if you're not adding anything on. Two years ago you watched my stuff. Oh, nice. What is your other what's your other go-to tool, since only 50% of your work is done in Resolve? Are you only using Resolve for color stuff, or are you using Resolve for editing as well? All right, let's see here. I'm not entirely sure how to do this, or like what kind of an animation to do. I feel like that is fine. But what do I want to have as an animation for that? Yeah, I feel like if it was a big thing, that there'd be a lot of people talking about it. But like I said, I haven't seen or heard anyone saying that when they installed 17 that they were getting a lot of studio only errors. Because I feel like if other people are having that same issue, it would be all over the place, and that would be quickly fixed. Oh, I see. I gotcha. Maybe. Maybe I could do something like that, where it moves. So if I put this here, right? So if I then had it come in, so I could use that as the animation, right? All right, so not sure how I feel about that, but I feel like it's a bit better than what we previously were working with here. So shit, what was that? Wait, what is it? What's moving this? Oh. All right. Wait. What am I? Oh, no. I was in the wrong one there for a second. Okay. All right. Oh, geez. Oh, geez, Louise. Talk about my computer like running like crap right now. Okay, don't know how I feel about that. All right. So if you use After Effects, Fusion tools are very similar. There's a lot of things that are very similar. If you've used the color page within Resolve, you're kind of used to nodes and how you like pull an image from one, and then you can modify it and put it in another area and whatnot. I don't think it would take you that long. It's just kind of wrapping your head around how you can use the same node in multiple areas instead of having to use like nested sequences and stuff like that. But I don't think it took me that long to get comfortable with. If you look on my website or on my YouTube channel and look for reusing, I don't remember exactly how I worded it, but I think it's something along the lines of like reusing Fusion animations. I talk about all the different ways that you can use it, and making templates is one of them. All right. So all right, so now we got that. I feel like that looks a bit better, so I think I'm just gonna roll with that. All right. And so now, is there something here that I'm forgetting? That is the real question. All right, so what is this? Oops. Background color. All right. So we do that. Then we can close this. How do I make this look half decent? Let's bring this over, this up, that like that. That. Go over one more. All right. I think we're good there. So now, I believe that we are on 7. That doesn't need to be there. Take this. Yeah, we will close that. We'll take all this, copy this, and now we will make a new. Oh gosh, what was this one? 7? All right. So now that I have all of that, we will just copy this just to make sure that this actually is everything. And let's make sure that this actually works. All right, so I think the thickness was one thing, and then there was like target size. Oh gosh, okay, yeah, we need to rename that and then rename that. All right, so target ring thickness. So we'll change that from target ring thickness to like title ring. All right. Target ring thickness right here. Name. Title ring thickness. Just serious right now? All right, and what was the other thing? So we have the thickness of that, then the ring size. What the heck is that? Okay, so we'll change this to dot size. Let's change that one first. All right. So all I'm doing here is I'm just hold on, title. All I'm doing here is just changing what the interface or what the the UI will show. That's all I'm doing. Behind the scenes, the source is still going to everything's going to be the same. This is just for the end user so that it it makes sense. The other thing, so we did dot size and then target ring size. Target speed, target ring size, title. Okay, so we did that, but then, oh, that's not the same thing. Target ring size. I don't think I just did that. All right, so let's see what it looks like now. All right, so we have dot. Let's make sure these actually all work correctly. All right, so the dot ring size should, or dot ring. We don't need a ring. Why did I have a ring in there? Oops, I just opened up wrong thing. Dot ring size? No, dot size. All right. So dot or title dot, I think it's bigger. Title line size. Okay, yeah, so that makes that line longer. And then title ring thickness. Okay, so that all works. And what do the defaults look like? Defaults look like crap. Okay, we're gonna have to reset all those defaults. That's way too small. All right, I think all of that, let me just make sure that I changed something here, and I wanted to get my defaults. All right, so the defaults that don't make sense now is the title dot size and the title line size. Title line size shouldn't mean anything. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. What was the other thing that was like? Okay, that looks fine. It's just the dot size, right? Oh, geez. Yeah, so let's see if this actually works. Yeah. Find. well, we'll just go to title dot. Here we are. Perfect. All right. All right. Everything is looking good. I don't like its position, but I could care less. And so now we can just change the line size over there, and then we can do that. All right. It's all looking good. And then we have the line thickness. All right. Change our dot size. There we go. And thickness. And we'll move it over a bit. Perfect. And now if we move this down, we should probably have that over there. Not the biggest fan of that animation, but whatever. All right, works for me. All right, so that is pretty much that. So we'll save it, come over to here, do. Alrighty. Any questions? Am I still even live? I am. Cool. All right, so the next idea I have, which would just be pretty much the same thing, but this one we will now allow an image to come in. So hold on a second, let me grab an image quick. We'll bring an image in, and then, or actually, we don't even need an image. Here's something interesting to see. This will be interesting. I don't know if this even works, so we're going to try this together. So if I come over into here, right? So the project that we were working with before, can I, inside this template or inside this effect, can I bring something else in and have it be a part of my project? So if I do that, all right, well, we'll just make it small and flip it upside down. All right, can I add that to that and then come back over here? Okay, so I can have a video clip inside something that is in the effects stack. So because I can do that, one cool thing that I can do is I can add in a loader, and then the loader should almost work like one of my other title templates. Okay, so let's do that. So we'll come back into here. Instead of a title here, we are just going to, we will not use a dot anymore. We're going to use a, and then, all right, so we don't need that anymore, don't need that anymore. add in, actually, you know what? Working from this one's probably a bad idea. Let's not work from this one. Let's work from, I think, number 2. Would be the better idea to work from. All right, so let's view that. All right, so now that we have that, we will make a, hold on one second, loader. All right, so now we have a loader in here, and you just have to go into here and type in loader. It just opens up a panel that, yeah. So now that we have a loader in here, we need to add the loader come into here. So we need it to connect to something inside. So we'll do that, right? And then we will copy all of this, make a new, and we'll paste this. And then, one second, I gotta save this quick. This is going to be, geez, I don't even know which number I'm on right now. I'm on 7 or 8, something like that. I'm on 8. Okay. Okay, so now we're here. And we have that. What we're going to look for is the main input. So we have a main input 1. We're going to make another one here. And in here, we want the background source to go into, what is this? We're just going to copy that. It's going to go into 5. Right? So now that it does that, we can copy all of those. If we close this, now there should be a link. Hello. All right, so there's only one though. Did I do something wrong? Oh, I sure did. I didn't name it as a 2. Oh, wait a second though. That wouldn't work. We're gonna have to test this quick because with an effect, I think it's only going to make one connection. Oh, wait, no. We don't do this. We don't do this. This isn't what we do. No. This isn't what we do. We put the loader inside the freaking thing. That's what we do. We take the loader, we cut it, and we put it in. Damn it. We put it in here. All right. See here. So if we paste this, is this crap still going to be here? Probably will be. Now there's no input. Was I copying from 2 before? I don't remember what it was. Yeah, right there. That's what we need. So I'll bring that back in. All right, so now, curious, if I bring this in, is every time it's gonna request a loader? It will, okay. So that's good. So every time it's just going to make a request for what do you want in the loader? So now that that is in there, the next thing I need to do is, see, okay, so what do I have in here? We have 1920, 1080. Maybe we split that resolution up a bit. Because if we resize, right, and, how would this work? Why don't I stream on Twitch? Because I have no audience on Twitch. If I streamed on Twitch, I might get like 2 people that watch me as we're here. I have a whole bunch of people that already watch my content that, you know, if they have questions, they can easily ask me. Over there, I would just kind of be just streaming to no one. So when people have questions, they can come in here and ask. Holidays have been okay. Interesting. With everything that's going on in the world, you know, you kind of can't be together with everyone. So, but it's nice to take a little break here and there. All right. So how would I do this? Hold on one second. Let me actually have this bring in a clip or something. All right, so we'll just bring in that, right? All right, so now we have, okay, I guess we don't have a freaking video clip in here. Why isn't this actually coming in? I'm so confused. Why didn't that actually work? I have a whole write-up on being able to export with a transparent. A lot of the questions that you might have, I have a whole thing. Hold on one second. I will give you an exact link to my whole thing about that. And it really depends on which version of Resolve you're currently using. But let's see. So I think this is what you're looking for. The exporting. I don't remember the whole reasoning on why alpha or audio needed to be there, but I think that still does the same exact thing. I don't remember exactly why. Now that I'm thinking about it, why there was the need for audio, but there you go. All right, so my question here is, why isn't this like actually pulling in the actual video clip? Because this is a video. Hold on one second. Let me just try to add in another loader and go through it the normal way. Are loaders like not working? It really seems like loaders aren't working. What if I put it out here? Loader. It almost seems like loaders aren't working. That's very weird. No no clip, but it has a link, or it like. All right, so we're not going to be doing that right now because I don't understand why that's not working. That doesn't make much sense to me. You should be able to just use a loader and it brings in anything. As long as, you know, Fusion can read it. Yeah. So I'm not entirely sure, Greg, what you're asking. How is DaVinci trying into whatever coding? So I use Visual Studio for a couple of different things. One, because the template files are just in Lua, so it's easy to edit things. Here's a perfect example. Let's say you have this test node, right? Or text node, right? And you add something in here and all the different things, right? You can add expressions in here. And the one part that sucks is you can't really read everything in here. There's no way of making these bigger. So that is like one thing that kind of sucks. But the other thing too is some of the fields you can add expressions on, but you can't actually see what the expression is. So for instance, these drop downs here, let's say you wanted to add some type of an expression here to pick different types of fonts, or maybe you just wanted to call a different field for a particular type of a font, right? When you right click in here and go to expression, it doesn't show you the expression field. So if I click on any of these, it'll show me, you know, whatever it is in here. But if I right click again, I can now remove the expression. So I would just take this into VS and then I can open it up and then I can see where the heck is it? Right here. The expression for the font, right? The font input. I can see it here. Actually, you know what? Whoa. Where'd it go? There we go. Now we have pretty colors. But yeah, so you can see that it's here, right? But there's no way in the interface to actually edit it. So that's kind of why I use that. And then I also, when I'm done with a template, I use get with a private GitLab server that I push everything to. So if I ever have to do changes, I can see it, and I keep like logs of all of my changes, and whenever someone has an issue, I put it onto the Git server so that I can get to it at some point. But that's why I use Visual Studio. I used to use Sublime, but I don't really use that anymore. But yeah. So, I recreated another one. So far in here, I believe, how many do I have? Well, we can get rid of this crap. We don't need that, and we don't need this. So far I have 7 of them made. But the cool thing is my old version, my old callouts, I used to have to make a left version and a right version, but then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. So yeah, this 8 one, it like really isn't a thing yet. So that's why I didn't count that. But this is a cool thing that I did. Actually, let's get rid of all this crap so that I don't have to make a left one and a right one anymore. So I have a control to change the length of this line here. So we only really have 2 visual controls, and that's, if you watch the beginning of this stream, I talk about how on the edit page now you can see these controls, right? So I didn't want to have a ton of controls. I only wanted the controls to like move around, the ones that are visible on screen. So then all my other controls are obviously over here. So we have this this ability to change the length of this line, right? But the other cool thing is now I have this. So if I go the other way, my text always stops like right here on this. So now we have a left and a right version, and they're all in one file. So then I don't have to worry about making a left one and a right one. The only thing that sucks, and a lot of people do this in their marketing stuff, is they'll say like, oh, this template pack has 50 different templates, right? Well, there might only be 25 templates, but there's there's a left version and a right version. A lot of those packs that you see, like they'll say like, oh, there's 2,000 different templates in there. A lot of them are just like very subtle variations and aren't like that big of improvements, where like one line of code can say, okay, you're going to anchor to here, but if this gets passed here, then it will follow the other way, right? So like that. So yeah. Hold on one second. I'll show you. Let me see what I can actually show you. So I have a lot of hold on, what is this footage? Okay, perfect. So I have a lot of I have a whole video on my server solution that I use, and I think I'm going to do another video once I upgrade. It's probably going to be a little while until I actually do the upgrade, so watching that previous video is probably going to be beneficial. But I use now they changed the name of it. It used to be called FreeNAS, but now it's called TrueCore. It's same exact product. It's just a newer version of it. TrueCore has a lot more functionality when it comes to ZFS. And if you don't know what that is, that's perfectly fine. But I have everything on a high-speed storage array. And so all of my stuff is on a big storage array. And then I just read off of there and that drive. And then I just look at it on my computer. But if I wasn't doing this, I would probably keep everything on like the like USB drives. But then if I was ever editing a project, I would put them all onto like internal drives, because one issue that DaVinci Resolve doesn't like is when it can't see media. So when it can't see media, you'll get like that file doesn't exist or whatever. And you'll get like the red box. So I always try to tell people to always work off of internal storage if they can, or some type of networked drive. So hold on a second, let me show you. So if you have like Windows or Mac, you can do like network drives as well. And so like you can see like my network drives here. And those network drives just go to my server. And yeah, I don't really know what else outside of that. But you want to, if you're working with RAW, one of the big things is like the size of the footage is like the biggest issue. And so like my RAW storage. So RAW is typically runs, my camera froze. Did that fix it? No, it didn't. Which one of these is it? There we are. There we are. Okay, so yeah, so it's all local. It's a local server. Yeah, it's in my basement. One thing when you're working with raw footage is you like the size of the files, right? So because it's not compressed, running on how do I explain this? So if you're working with like a video from like a phone or like a Hi264, Hi265 files, those are heavily compressed. So to be able to view them, the file size might not be that big, but it's a big workload on your computer to read the file, right? Because it's like, I'm trying to think of something to make a parallel here, but I can't really. They're a lot harder on your computer, but the file isn't that big, so you don't need a lot of storage space. Where with raw files, they're super easy for your computer to read, but they're just very big. So if you do have like a network storage solution, it has to be fast enough to be able to serve the bandwidth of whatever the file is. So like if you have like not the best, like I know a lot of people work on laptops. So if you're working with a laptop on like wireless and you don't have the best wireless connection to like your network system, then with bigger data rates, it's going to be, you know, a bit of an issue on your system. But if you have everything like hardwired connected, then it's not that big of an issue, because most people, well, I would feel like nowadays everyone has at least a gigabit connection within their house. Now, going outside onto the public network internet, that would be completely different. What is going on with this freaking camera, and why was it freeze at that? Oh, that looks horrible. Oh, Jesus. I wonder if it has to do because I'm also recording locally as well. I don't know. Seems like sometimes I can do like a 10-hour stream and my camera never freezes. And then sometimes I do a stream for like an hour and my camera continuously keeps freezing. So I feel like it's something on my computer itself. Obviously my camera itself isn't freezing because all I'm doing is turning on and off the capture device. I don't know if it's OBS. I don't know what it is. I'm just going to stop trying to guess what it actually is. But yeah. I attempted to tell you how to do the whole storage thing, but I have a whole video on my storage device, kind of going over my system, the software I use. I really want to, because that's the kind of stuff that I like playing with. I want to go into like redoing that whole system again and doing like a big update. Yeah, here it is. So that's my actual system in my basement. I wonder where this actually goes to now, because FreeNAS isn't like a thing anymore. It's called, okay, it doesn't even load. Okay, it does load. It just loads really slowly. Yeah, okay, yeah. So now they're trying to push you to TrueNAS. I thought it was called TrueCore, but it's TrueNAS Core. But yeah, ZFS, amazing. Over $1 billion what is the term I want to use? R&D into that storage solution. If you're worried about, it's called bit rot, where a file can be sitting on a hard drive and go corrupt. That file system will completely stop that because it constantly monitors the files. And if something looks off on the file, it goes into try to figure out where the bit flipped to make it doesn't look low cost. Okay, well, I will say this. There's a whole world of retired enterprise equipment. So out of like this and all the drives that I have in here would probably be, I don't know if you've ever seen like Linus Tech Tips videos and his storage solutions, would be probably when this stuff came out, like equivalent in price. But when I started this top box, when I first started, and I go into it in the whole video, but a little snippet. When I started, I bought a, what the heck is that? QNAP, I think what they're called. I bought a QNAP device, and if you look at like QNAPs nowadays, you would spend, anywhere from I think like $300 to $600, right, for like the beginner or like the entry level systems, and then you have to buy like drives for it and everything, right? But you would then have a storage device that's on your network that multiple people can drink bottle salesman. That's hilarious. But you could have a device that's on your system that multiple other computers can access all at once, right? And depending on the software, you can access it outside of your house and so forth. But this top device, when I bought it, is cheaper. This is cheaper than that. And you can find, like I said, I go into it in the video where you can find devices like this. It comes out of like big data centers, or it comes out of like large enterprise businesses, and they just don't want it anymore. So they will hire like a computer recycling company to go in and take it all. And so they pay the recycling company to come and take it all, and then that company recycling it just puts it all on eBay and then sells it for close to nothing. So over time, my system has changed a lot, and now there's just so many drives, because once you start working with raw footage, as you can see here, just one day or this was like, maybe I was filming this whole boxing thing for maybe 2 hours, and you can see I almost used a half a terabyte of footage. So when you start to get like when you start to use like cameras that can shoot raw, you quickly burn through storage. So finding a cool idea. Oh, see, the government auctions are good, but you can't buy single units, because I've like looked through that as well. The government auctions, you'll have to buy 50 of the systems that I just showed you in that picture, right? And you'll get a great deal, but you have to buy 50 of them. You can't just buy one. You have to buy there's like a whole website for it, at least in the United States. There's a website that you can buy retired government equipment. But yeah, you have to buy like 50 of them. Like I was looking at getting, just like a couple of desks. No, you have to buy 150 desks, and you have to go to where they are to pick them up. You can't get them shipped to you. But yeah, I feel like the only thing that you can buy like a one-off from the government is like a car. You could buy like one car, but that car has like 200,000 miles on it and was beat up by everyone that worked at the government. But yeah. Yeah, footage can get really big really quick, and then you're like, oh yeah, I could shoot this in RAW. Why would I ever want to use any of those other, versions? Well, depending on which cameras you get, because like the new Blackmagic 12K camera, the only thing it can shoot in is RAW, but they've changed it a little bit. It doesn't do ProRes anymore, but like my camera does ProRes, and you save so much on the ProRes. Unless you're willing to do like super compressed stuff. Oh, raw meaning I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, all of my footage, I can go back to when I first. No wait. Oh my god, I was showing stuff on screen, but I had it like full screen. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I have really old footage from when I started. One person that really made me make sure that I save all of my old footage is watching what the heck is his name? Casey Neistat. Like watching his videos, years ago when he would show like random footage of him doing this one random thing, or he would be talking about something and he shows like footage from like 15 years ago and stuff like that. Watching that really made me want to archive all of the stuff that I ever filmed and hold on to everything, because I don't know, being able to go back and tell those stories, or just looking back at that stuff, I feel like is pretty cool. But I never really had a solid storage solution that I was confident that I wouldn't lose footage, or like files wouldn't go corrupt, or the hardware, if it went bad, that I would be able to still get all the footage. And that video that I linked there, I think I linked it. I go into being able to combat all of that stuff, and then being able to, if your needs get any bigger, being able to improve that system. So yep. Oh man, so I think I am pretty much done on this front. I have a couple of them made. I don't know if this is like a realistic thing that would be good to explore creating more of, because I like had this idea of making these like sci-fi looking titles with like random numbers zipping around. You have these bars going, doing random things. Like I feel like that would be kind of like a cool thing, but I don't know the true application for this unless you're doing like some type of like sci-fi thing. I don't know. So you can make controls on anything. Any node you can add controls to. So I can come into, let's take this one, right? I did this a little earlier to like show. So you have these controls here, right? And if you can any node, you can pretty much change any of the controls to do whatever you want, right? And you can just make nodes that are just control nodes, but you can add controls to any node too. So let's say I wanted all of this, or I wanted to add a control in here. Sorry, I went too fast. You just come into here, and I always just right click up here, and you go to edit controls, and it will then show you all the controls that this node has, right? And you can go in and you can edit any of those controls, but you can also add your own controls in. If you know Lua, you can add your own Lua into a control as well. So you just come in, the IDs and the names, there are some like rules that aren't really managed by DaVinci Resolve, but maybe I should just like say it. You don't ever want to have anything relative in name, and you don't want to mix easiest thing is you don't want things to be named the same thing. But sometimes on the pre-made stuff here, some of these aren't actually what the I'm doing terrible at this. So we can go in, and then we have the page, right? So currently we're on the color page. We click the color page, and then boom, I hit add. Now I have a new control here. That's pretty much over here for this tool control. That's pretty much what I did there, right? I just made a whole bunch of controls. And there's a bunch of things that you can then add in there as well. So if I take a look at this, let's go back into editing that control. You can make it animatable if you want. So sometimes you want them to have to be able to be animated, if you want it to be animatable, it's going to allow you to add keyframes, but then it's also going to allow you to add modifiers. And modifiers are typically where you're going to make your most creative or cool things, right? Depending on what you're adding in, there are like different types of controls that you can get. But that's kind of outside the scope of what I wanted to show you here. But then if it's animatable, you could right click in here, and then you can add in your different modifiers as well, right? Because now you're adding an animation to that animatable input control. But what I was going to show you, or what I was trying to explain earlier that I did a horrible job at, is this color control here. that is right here, that's actually not a control that is really here. This is just a clone control of the shader control here, right? So it's always going to be calling these. And this is kind of like when you get a little bit more into it, it's going to always be calling these, and this isn't actually anything. Because if I open this up and we look in here, we're going to get like blue and stuff, right? So we have like red 1, green, blue, blah, blah, blah. But then if we were to, how would I actually show this off? It doesn't matter. Because I highly doubt that people are going to do it. It's clone of that particular thing. But anyways, yeah. Sometimes I dive in too deep on some of these things. Oh wait, my camera. Oh man. Oh well. Earlier you mentioned you don't collaborate. Are you open to collaborating on Fusion motion graphics and templates? Collaborate in what way? Like the only other collaboration thing that I've always I've been asked in the past was like, hey, can I put stuff on your website to sell? I'm like, that's not really collaborating. Yeah. Is there a way? Yeah. So you would just be making a template. That's all you do. You just make a template. Or excuse me, not a template. You make a macro. So you just highlight all the nodes you want, right? So let's just grab a bunch of nodes, right? You grab all of your nodes, you then right click, you come into here and you go create macro. And then you can come in this list and you can pick the things that you want to have visible and the things you don't want to have visible. I'm thinking about making like long form, like actually structured, I don't know what to call them. Lessons, maybe? I just don't know if people would be willing to get that kind of stuff. And then I don't know like what kind of lessons do I dive into making templates? Do I dive into all the different pages on? I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence about that. Yeah, kind of like a Skillshare, something like that. But I'd probably just do it on my own website. I don't think I would go through them. So I don't have a Patreon, but I have that membership thing on YouTube. And it's pretty much just like Patreon because you can do everything Patreon can do. I can make videos specifically for the membership community. I also give the membership community discounts, except for like right now because like we obviously just had like the Black Friday sale, so I wouldn't give a better discount than that. But like I give out like discounts and stuff like that. And I just need to get better with doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, I was thinking of making videos kind of like how like you would get on like a Skillshare or something like that, where because I make videos and there's like that fine balance of giving someone too much information for like a YouTube video versus, I don't know. Because you want to make videos that people consume like the whole thing because how YouTube works. The more of a video that someone consumes, the more valuable YouTube kind of views that video. because most stuff on YouTube is more like entertainment and not like educational. So if you make like entertaining videos, people want to watch the whole thing, right? So that's like the thing that YouTube kind of ranks videos by. So then do I make a video that is super entertaining, or do I make it a video? And I noticed like a lot of my videos are pretty dry. And if you really need to have a passion to want to learn, because I'll teach you like random things. Like I might go over like one controller, and then I'll be like, okay, well you can do this and you can do that and you can do this. And it'll kind of take away from if someone just wants to make one specific thing. Because I'll show you all of these other tools to kind of show you that you can create your own things and make your own versions of things instead of just doing a copy and paste of a project that I just created. You know what I mean? Like you then learn the tools. Because I always felt like when I first started into video editing, I watched a couple of people on YouTube many moons ago. And all I was doing the whole time is just recreating something that they already had created. And it took me a long time to start to learn, why am I moving this control this much? Like, what is it actually doing? And so I try to teach people all the different, when I pop up a tool, like I try to show people some stuff, but sometimes I dive in a little too deep, and I can tell even when I edit my own stuff that it might be a little too dry for some people, and it's not that entertaining. Maybe I should just make content that's kind of entertaining, educational, and then if you want like really educational, then maybe make the Skillshare type of videos. I don't know yet though. So I'll be completely honest. I used to watch Andrew Kramer way back in the day, and I was just like, that effect looks really cool. I'm going to create that effect. And I would sit there and I would just do everything that he does, but I would have no idea why I did one thing over another. Have absolutely no idea. Until I started to say, okay, I want to change this and do this little thing. And then it would be like me just sitting there trying to figure out, because it was just all so watching Andrew Kramer videos, I feel like are kind of like my videos, where we'll make something, but if you're just fresh into learning DaVinci Resolve or Fusion, you'll be like, I have no idea why he's doing half of that stuff. And my big thing that I attempt to do, I don't always do it really well, is I try to not use video editing or industry, terminology. You know what I mean? I try to use very simple terminology that anyone can kind of understand. Although there's some things that, like, how do you explain like an alpha channel? It's the invisible channel. I don't know. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out exactly how I want to create things. And then also still trying to create like cool stuff on my website. Like these callouts. I really felt like the callouts, the ones that I have on my website, I made them in 2018. And since then, there's been a bunch of tools. So I just wanted to create like new stuff. Yeah, it's definitely finding a balance. Because I try to make it simple, because a lot of my community are like people that do this stuff on the weekend as a hobby and might have an interest in doing it further than that. But a lot of them are people that do it as a hobby, and it would be good to know a lot of that terminology. If I specifically just stay on the terminology, you wouldn't really learn, or a lot of my community really wouldn't learn that much. I try to do a fine balance of both, but I try to make things as simple as possible. Did I order the speed editor? No, I didn't. I don't really. I don't know if it would really fit my editing style. I think that's the best way to put it. I tried using the edit page, or the cut page, and I ended up just getting more frustrated than anything. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to dive into why why that loader wasn't working correctly. Like, even it didn't matter. I might have been able to add an image to the loader, but I couldn't add a video to the loader. But I could add a video into. Maybe I don't want to do a loader. Maybe I just have them have it in the video or in their project, and then they just drag it in, and then I just make a connection point, right? Something like that, because that would work too, right? Instead of just attempting to use a loader. Maybe I'll just do it this way. But then it would have to make sure that it's inside of, well, I'll have to test that too. I'm pretty sure I'll have to make sure it's inside this, because I don't know, but I feel like this, when you're using the effect stack, it can only connect to one. Main input. I don't know what will happen if you have multiple main inputs. So that's something else that I'll have to test out. Is if you have two main inputs, what happens then? I mean, they could be named differently, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I tried the cut page, but I was a little, ugh. I mean, the speed editor is, I feel like it's a perfect tool for people that do use the cut page, for sure. I've said this before, and I think like this is probably the best use case, is something like a newsroom or the Olympics, where you want to get things out as fast as possible. And the perfect example that I could come up with was doing stock. Because let's say you have a gymnast that just did something that no other gymnast has ever done at the Olympics. You have someone that's out filming that. Then you have someone that's a runner that takes that SD card, or whatever the storage card is, takes that card, takes it in to the media hall, gives it to whoever's going to do the ingest. They bring it in. They use the little speed editor. They look at all the footage, because this is someone that's brand new, right? So having that I mean, it's not really needed, but having the what do they call it? The tape view or whatever, where it just butts up all of the clips back to back. You could simply go through really quick and then cut a couple of pieces out, cut them, put them onto separate timelines or separate areas, and then export those, upload them to whatever, like Getty or whatever, and then you would have that stuff. You'd be the first ones to have it on those sites for approval. Stuff like that, like where time sensitive stuff, I feel is like the perfect use case for that. I don't know. That's kind of like, if I still did stuff, that's where I could find value in it. Maybe people edit differently, and with other tools, they might find value in it with something else, but that's kind of like my thoughts on it. So I don't know if anyone else calls this, but there's like this, when you put effects here, I just like the Fusion effect stack, because the reason why I use that is because you can put multiple effects in here. So we'll take some binoculars, and we'll take this. Oh, geez, I got to put them down here. Right. And they stack on top of each other, and depending on how they're stacked, kind of states like where the effects happen. So you can see like there's ambient occlusion like happening here, right? But if I take this and I go down, oh gosh, now you don't see it, right? Because it, depending on how the stack is, because it will process this, then it'll process this, and then it'll process this. So this is what I'm referring to when I say that. And each one of these that are in the Fusion, these are separate Fusion comps. So you can have a comp on the effect, right? So I can come into here, and this is just a normal video clip. I can put an effect on here, right? I'll just use some text for now. But then, so we see it there, but then on all of these, the drone overlay, I can come in here, and there's a separate Fusion comp just for that drone overlay, right? So it's a little bit different in how they work. So that's, I always just refer to this as the effect stack. Oh, geez. If not, then eBay it, right? I mean, in a sense, you kind of got it for free, right? If you took advantage of that deal. But I feel like a lot of people will end up modifier stack in Blender. Modifier stack in Blender. I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I can't picture it. That's like where you put oh geez, I wish I could think of terminology. That's where you put fuck. What the hell is that shit called? Okay, they work the same way as I described. Yeah. There's a thing that I'm thinking of that I feel is on the thing, but I can't think of what the heck it's called. Damn it. Oh, subdivision. So you can like there's like a you can I feel like there's like a subdivision modifier, there's a decimate modifier, I think. I think that's what the stuff you're talking about. Jeez, man, I need to start doing some 3D stuff. Tell you, I can't even remember terminology. Ugh, that makes me sick. All right. Well, I mean, I did a little bit here. I'm hoping that I could kind of have this done, you know, in a. Yeah. I'm hoping that I can have this done in. I mean, I was kind of hoping I got it done this week. I just want to think of like one or two more other ideas. And then once I do that, then I'm probably going to release it. If I end up having like a bunch of issues, is there anything, actually, this is a good question. Is there anything specific I should make a video of? That's a good question. Can you do like, can I do a poll, a live poll on, I don't think I can. That's a bummer. I don't think I can do a live poll on a stream. Anyways, if you have any recommendations on content I should make next week or a video for next week, I'll probably end up making it this week / this weekend. Let me know in the comments or in the chat. Because it looks like I cannot make a poll. Oh, well. So I do want to make something with, so all of this stuff over here, all of this stuff here is all made with the new shape tools. So I thought that would be a cool idea. So we have like all the little bars, right? I don't remember what this is. I can't even see what it is. Okay, so that's just some more bars. And then this is like this little, I don't know, thing. But yeah, I'm open to ideas. I still want to play with the shapes. I feel like there's so much more that the vector shapes could offer. I think that more tools still need to be added for the vector shapes. Because like I said in the video when I was talking about the shapes, in the PDF that comes with the beta, so if you come up here and you go in to look at the manual, there are more nodes in there than there are in the software currently. So I think it's only like one extra, but that means that there's still some work to do there. I'm just hoping that there's more stuff that comes out. Like it would be nice if you could take, I don't know, like letters or something, and you could then get paths for like the letters. You know what I mean? Like that would be really cool, because then you could be able to animate. You know, you could do like different type of like animations, because it'd be like a path. You currently can do that, but you need like third-party software. You need to go out into another piece of software, take some text, then make paths, then bring that in as an SVG, and then you can do it, but it's not really the same if you can't do it in the software. So you got one of the new chairs. If you don't mind me asking, which one did you get? Because there's a couple of different ones on there. It looks like, or did you take advantage of like the sales that they have going on? Oh shit. Oh no. I was just on the website, so I want to pull up the one that you got. Oh no, 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 no. No audio, please. Mute. I'm so indifferent about mesh. Like, it seems like all of the ergo chairs all have mesh. I just don't know how I feel about it. Hmm. Oh, they have a head. I wonder why in all of their pictures they don't show it with the headrest. So it makes the chair seem bigger. Wait a second. There's a leg rest that you get as well? Are you supposed to be doing work or falling asleep? Oh, here's something. I don't know how many people are here because I have like an honest question for people. How many people are actually in here? Did I close my thing? Okay. So does anyone know how to take I think my camera is like currently like 16 pounds, 17 pounds. But I have a standing desk that I just got, right? I want to put the camera on the desk so when I raise it, the camera goes up too, so I don't have to go behind the desk. Because right now it's on a tripod. I hate that. But is there a mount that I can... Because like I currently have like... I don't know how I would show this. I currently have like a monitor stand that's built onto the desk, right? But I could clamp something on... I don't know. I want to put something on my desk that can hold the camera. So when I lift the camera up, I don't have to go behind the desk and pick it up. It'll just be like a part of the desk. So does anyone have any recommendations on equipment for that? Does anyone build car rigs? Because that's the kind of stuff I was looking at getting. I don't know. I don't want suction cups. I just want like clamps, but I don't know what a good option or good options would be to get that kind of stuff. I don't think I want to do PVC. I'd be very upset if PVC started to sag and a very expensive camera and lens fell over. I'd prefer... GoPro has a clamp. Yeah, but GoPros also weigh less than a pound, and I feel like my camera right now is right around like 16, 17 pounds. I have an Ursa G2 with a lens that's twice the value of the G2, so I would prefer if it was like something that was actually like sturdy. Let's go look at B&H. Are there any gaffers in this chat that can help me out? That's what I really need. I need a gaffer. clamps. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I'm even looking at. How do you make this go away? Sure, I accept the cookies. So like I need like a clamp, like a real one. Like a good one, a strong one. But I don't know what the right thing that I should be doing. I don't want it to be plastic or anything. I was like looking around and I'm like, dude, I don't even know half the stuff that grips use. I have a bunch of like C-stands. Oh God, that was loud as shit. That scared me. Oh my. Go away. Wow. Anyways, I was like looking at some stuff. But I like, what is this? Okay, so that's for a pipe, right? I get that. But man, I wish there was a gaffer in here because they'd be like, yo, this is exactly what you get. I mean, shelf kit. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. What does this come up as? Is this what you mean? Is this what you mean? Do you know how big my camera is? That would never work. Weight capacity, 6 pounds. My lens almost weighs 6 pounds. Actually, that's probably a lie. But my camera system as a whole weighs a lot more than that. But we're definitely in the right direction, I feel like. But I don't know because I don't have anything like that. So what the heck does this thing connect to? Does it connect to a wall? What is this thing? This looks like something that you would see at like a hospital. Like when they're going around and they're trying to give medication to people and they have to, okay, I don't know, depending on where you live, you might not have this, but in the US for you to get medication at a hospital, they walk around with these little things and they have to scan everything. But yeah, anyways. Something like this, but larger. Do they have anything larger? Okay, this is like just a stand company. Oh, maybe they do have something like I was talking about. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So they walk around with this little thing, like this. I don't really know what this does, but they walk around with this, and they have like a little scanner, and it like spits out the medicine, and like they can only get access to like certain stuff. But yeah. So here, let me show you the kind of stuff that I was looking at. So this is the kind of thing that I was thinking of, right? Obviously not suction cups, but something that would connect to the desk. You know what? You know whose help I could actually use that is on YouTube that makes actually really cool stuff? Matt Workman. He would know how to do this. I don't think he uses Twitter anymore. All he has links to is Instagram. Yeah, I don't know. Camera's about 20 pounds. A little bit less than that, but yeah. Right around, I would say like 16. Actually, it might be a bit less because I don't have batteries on it because I have it plugged into the wall. Maybe I'll have to catch him on one of his live streams because he still puts... He actually is on Twitter, but... Yeah, anyways. I don't think these would work. Like this? Is this what you mean? These would never hold my camera. No. Maybe something like this might, but... This stuff would never hold my camera. Doesn't even say what it can hold. I don't know. I just need to find myself a... Look for some basic brackets. What do you want to use? Those, just a little match. Yeah. I don't know what to do. Something heavy duty. Yeah, so like that's why I was looking at like all the grip equipment, because this is the stuff that like you would hold like heavy lights. But there's just so many different pieces of grip equipment. I don't know the correct thing that I should be using. I have a lot of like... Hold on a second, I'll show you. 1 second. Jeez, I'm hitting everything. So I have like little heads like this. So I could like connect like this to like, I don't know. Like could I build something that I could like, I don't freaking know. This is where I need help. Why am I looking at clothespins? That's not what I wanted. See, this is all just stuff for lights. That's why I just grabbed it from the light back there. But there's got to be something, right? Because, like, look at all this crap. I think they're just called gobo heads or something like that, right? But, like, how do you... How does this connect onto here? Help me. So I have a I have a dual cam. I don't know how to try this. I don't have any mirrors in here. But I have like, in between the two monitors, I have a tripod that is holding the camera, and I just have the monitor separated. So you get a mounting plate. All right, so then, like, help me. All right, so where do you get a mounting plate? Is it just in light equipment? Is that what I'm looking at? So all the grip rigging. Is this what I go in? I don't know. Yeah, but how do I get the... hold on. Okay. So... TX, come on, help me out. All right, so I get a gobo head, a grip arm, adapt. Let's see. How do I mount the camera? Do I have to use a tripod head? I mean, I have a couple, but then, like, what size, like, ball head do I need for the tripod? I hate when I don't know shit, and I don't have anyone that I can... With this lockdown, it makes things so difficult. I would typically just be able to, like, call someone over, but... All right, so... Do you have links to this stuff? Because I can't find it. I don't know where I'm looking. All right, so here are those like plates, right? But what are these plates called? Okay, so a cheese plate, right? I think we're on the right path here. So I get one of these. These plates are freaking expensive as hell. Why is that $500? That's not what I want. Okay, so I just get a normal plate. Oh, look at that. Is that for a ball head? No, that's definitely not. What is that? All right. So, oh, look at this. Perfect. But I really wasn't expecting to spend $500, so just mount my camera. Oh. Sorry about that. There we are. So I initially found this, right, on their website, and then I found this. So this is kind of like what I'm looking for, but I obviously don't need to get this because I don't need 4 mounting points. All right, so I get a cheese plate, but I don't know which one I'm supposed to be getting. I guess it really, truly doesn't matter. I just need to make sure that the holes are correct. But how do I mount my tripod to this? Do I have to have a tripod head? Or, excuse me, how do I add a tripod head to this? Do I have to have one that doesn't have a ball head? Baby receiver. Okay, those are brands. All right, so we're going to keep this. I'm just going to keep this open. Suction cups. No, don't need that. What the hell? These are all like the same things I was just looking at. Oh, here we are. Okay, so none of that shit. Baby receiver. What the fuck's a baby receiver? Can I just like look that up on here? Oh, what happened? Okay. Oh, this is... Wait, is this to go on to like a C-stand? Here. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I'm about to just duct tape this damn camera to the desk. All right. I feel like we're on the right path here, though. We're definitely on the right path here. What is this used for? Oh, that goes on to here. I see. Now it's making sense. Okay. But how do I connect the tripod to the tripod head to this? What if I have cause I don't even remember what size ball head I have on my tripod. Is there something to deal with that? Fuck. When you really have no idea what the hell you're looking at. Those little black plates were great. Yeah, that's cool, but the bottom of my tripod head is a ball. So there's probably something. I don't know what they're called though. All right. So rigging equipment. It's got to be in here, right? TX, come on, you got to know this. You're pointing out shit that I don't even know. All right, let me show you guys what because I can probably find it. Where is that thing? So I can probably find it in here because it would probably make more sense. So I don't see it anywhere. They typically have these things that it's like it holds the ball head and these look so much easier. All right, you know what? I'm just never going to stand up. That'll be it. Anytime I stream, I'm just never going to stand up. It's that simple. What the fuck is that? That is a system and a half. Oh my. Interesting. Okay. Today's job. Attach as much stuff as you can to the side of van. Okay, well, it seems... Oh, here. Maybe it's one of these. Nope. It's not that. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, see, I don't have a... Maybe I can just take out the ball, and I can just use the stud at the bottom of the ball. And then I'll just have to make sure that my table is straight. Can I? All right, so I feel like I might have figured it out. Because I can probably... I don't know if I really want to attach it to this pipe as well. So if I had... Here's a question I have. Is... I have a fluid head, but my fluid head is like, it doesn't, so let me see. Tripod heads. See, if I click on one of these, you're not going to be able to see it. They're not flat. These might be, but it's a ball. All right, their like selection of freaking heads are terrible. Bolted in. It's flat at the bottom. Yeah, mine isn't flat. Mine is like a half a circle or a half a ball. All right. Anyways, this is besides what I was going to stream today. But that's like one thing that I was like trying to figure out how to get it onto my desk so I could easily stream with both. Because if I can't do that, then I have to buy a different camera. And maybe buying a different camera would be easier. Because like the other thing I was looking at getting is one of these little guys, right? Because like that is super light. And since I already use SDI, I would just be able to take SDI into the other room and just use this little guy, right? But I was like, if I can use my camera instead of having to buy another camera, I'd just rather do that. But feeling comfortable with having, it hooked up and not falling over, it's like a whole nother thing. Sweet water? Isn't that like, what is this? Sweet water. Yeah, I think photography heads are flat. It's what do you mean? It's one of the cameras that I've had. A camera that's in the description is the camera I had. Then I don't have to buy anything. It's the camera that I'm using now. Oh, I see. I used to film stock, so having a high-end camera was kind of necessary. Making YouTube videos, obviously, it's not as necessary, but using the same camera instead of having to buy another one is preferable. But yeah, before I got really involved with YouTube, I filmed stock when I wasn't doing commercials. So anytime I had downtime where I wasn't doing commercials, I was out filming stock somewhere. All right. Well, we will. Hold on a second. See, I need to catch. I need to catch Matt Workman someday, cause like he has like all this crazy crap. This is crazy. His stuff. So the camera is filming this green screen, and filming the drum set here. And if you look in this screen here, it's a virtual environment, and he's been working on this stuff for a long time, or a couple of years now. I feel like 2 years now. It's pretty cool. He has like these whole, and there's whole things about that. But and this is all run in a video game engine. He has a bunch of other stuff. I don't know if he puts it up here. Anyways, but he would probably know how to rig it onto my desk. Yeah, because right now I just have it on a tripod. For live, yeah, maybe I should. Well, bandwidth limits. Right now I'm streaming at 13,000. I don't even know what that means. And it's only 1440p, so. But I feel like YouTube can do like 4K. I think they're like one of the only ones. I don't think Twitch can do 4K. I feel like they're still in 1080. But yeah. So I don't know. Ugh. I'll figure it out at some point, I guess. No one can stream at 4K. You can stream 4K on YouTube. YouTube allows 4K streaming. I currently stream, well, this should be going out at 1440p, I believe. If my settings are correct. Oh, no. It's not right now, right? No, wait, is it? No, it is. Oh, yeah. Twitch definitely doesn't. YouTube does, though. But I don't have the bandwidth for it. For 4K. I mean, I have the equipment for it, but I just don't have the bandwidth where I'm at right now to be able to do that. So, and it's not really going to bring a lot to look at a freaking desktop screen. Yeah, I'm thinking, I want to see, I'm going to look and see what kind of clamps I can clamp to this desk that's not going to destroy it. So I'll look at that, and then how to, from that, I don't know. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I really don't want to destroy a new desk. I mean, I could just drill something into it, I guess, but I don't know if I'll be streaming forever. Or what I could do, what I was going to originally do, because I wanted to stream like several months before I actually did start streaming, and I was like trying to work out something where I could get a different setup, and then that kind of fell through. So, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to have multiple camera angles. And if I did do that, then I would feel comfortable with making or getting like a small camera for my desk, and then I could just mount it onto something that's maybe I'll look at one of those other cameras or something, because I don't have any way to stream a camera that spits out HDMI. That's my only issue. I can only stream to a camera that has SDI. Can you do a custom tool node, do checkboxes? I've only seen tools use a 0 to 1. Okay, so what is a checkbox? Can you use a custom to do checkboxes? I've only seen tools use a 0 to 1, with 0 being off and 1 being on. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by a checkbox. Are there other states with a checkbox that could be more than a 0 or a 1? Because a checkbox, it's either on or it's off, right? So how could you have a checkbox have more states than 2? Like a slider, you could have multiple values because you can have it in multiple locations. But a checkbox is only on or off. Maybe I'm not following there. I'm not entirely sure. Why haven't I started a Discord yet? Because I struggle with the communities that I already have. I'm making Discord. I wouldn't be able to add any value to it. All right. I think I'm kind of toasted at this point. I did a couple so far. I can't think of much else. I'm kind of burned out here. The value of this word coming from your base more. Oh, the value is this word comes from your base more than yourself. It's a place for us to get together, help each other. That's why I have the Facebook. I know some people don't do Facebook, but I do have a Facebook group. And that's where, you know, a lot of that kind of thing goes. But that's all I really have. I have a private Facebook group where people can ask questions. We're at 8,100 people. Facebook is the devil. Yeah. Well, sorry. That's why I decided to make it, so. Oh, man. So, I don't know when. I feel like we just had a new release of DaVinci Resolve 17. I don't remember exactly when that date was. But. Yeah, it came out on Tuesday. Yeah, a few days ago. So, improvements. HI265 decoding. Improvements for the Apple platform. Oh, geez. I didn't actually read all of the stuff that's in here. Improvements on tone mapping. I guess I could put this on the other screen. Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me see here. Boom. All right, that's a lot easier to see. All right, is there several things? So we got the color page, resolve effects, audio, cut page, edit page. Holy crap. I did not know. I knew that this like came out because anytime that it comes out, I always post about it. But I did not know it was like this much stuff. There's a lot of like. Are these the? Is this from the last version? Oh wait, new in Resolve 17. So what is new in the? I'm confused. I think these are just all the things that were added. So what? This is one thing that I kind of hate about how they do their stuff. They don't, depending on what it is. Actually, you know what? I know where we can go to get it. I know where we can go to get it. Hold on 1 second. Know where we can go and get it. So if we go over to the forms, that's where they'll have the big update thing. Okay. So Issues camera raw in collaboration projects. Oh, did they actually finish? Does anyone have the free version try the collaboration stuff? Since now it's a part of the free version. I'd be curious if anyone has taken advantage of that stuff. I'm curious if anyone used the collaboration stuff that have used the free version. I know that when they initially talked about it, they said that it was going to be a little bit until they released it, but I didn't really follow with if they ever released it, and if they did release it, if people were using it. But I guess if it is the case, then maybe I should make a video about how to use it. Yeah, I'm guessing that it would use the Postgres server because everything you have to have like something to go back to, and you don't want it to be local on everyone's system. I wonder if I made a public Postgres server and I let people connect to it, the chaos that would ensue in making stuff in Fusion as a big community. And I wonder if I would be able to host that on like Google Cloud or something. I'm curious if we would make a, see, it's easy to make like a render because you can make like a single image. I'm curious if we would like say, okay, we're going to take 15 minutes. Who can make, something do this or that? I don't know how we would share it though, because it would be like a video. Then you have to render it. Then you have to have a place to upload it. Maybe everyone has to upload it to like a Google Drive or something. Local host mode? I'm pretty sure when you install DaVinci Resolve, it also installs Postgres on your computer. If you select it. Like, I feel like in the installer, it allows you to install Postgres. I feel like it's already like together. If it wasn't such a nightmare, are you telling me that I should create a tool to make it easier for people to use collaboration mode that isn't ridiculous? I don't even know how how complicated that would be. Improved handling of SVG images. I wonder what improved means. Doesn't come in as 1,000 freaking masks. All right, well. Wait, the Postgres server, did they update this? I wonder if my old one would work. I almost want to retry it. Like, start up my Postgres server and see if it actually connects. Because my DaVinci Resolve like wouldn't even start before with it. Because I accidentally ran an update and my Postgres server updated, but the version it updated to DaVinci Resolve like wouldn't open it. And then DaVinci Resolve itself wouldn't open, so. All right, I'm just kind of aimlessly not doing any work right now. Just sitting here. I am going to get off of here and attempt to figure out something so that I can mount my camera. I feel like we're definitely on the right path there with getting a cheese plate. Maybe I can find a tripod head that I can just screw into a cheese plate instead of having the ball head that my thingy has. Or does this one not have it? I don't know. Alrighty. Oh well. I am out of here if I could figure out of the freaking hundreds of things that I have loaded up here. I still don't get. Did people say what I should make a video about next? I feel like I asked that and then I kind of went on a rant about the camera mount thing. Is there any new effects that people have seen recently that would be cool to break down and recreate in Fusion? Because I might be able to do that. Yeah, before I am kind of burned. Before I was working on making a template. And I made a couple of templates, or a couple of different, I made 4 of them today. And then, well, I streamed for a little bit making one of them. And then I tried making another one and it like wasn't working with the way in which I wanted to do it. So I just kind of stopped. Can I turn up my audio? I don't think so. I think I'm pretty much, let's see here. Hold on a second. Let me see if like the mic controls can be turned up any, because I currently can't turn up anything in. I hate how Windows new sound, or just like how Windows 10 deals with everything. I like the old stuff way better. All right, I don't think I can turn up my mic anymore. I might be able to like boost it or something. Let's look. Advanced settings. I'm guessing that goes left and right. Yeah, that's not what I want. What is this? This make it louder? Hello? Hello? Making it a little bit louder. Is that louder? Oh, there we go. All right, so let's go like to 8. I think that's better now. I don't know. I might be yelling. All right, I increased it a little bit. I don't know. Okay, well, I don't know if I don't think I'll be creating a video this week. I wanted to get this template pack done. And do you guys have any ideas of kind of effects or something I should do? All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I can't think of any ideas. You guys aren't helping me out any. I need to go get something to eat. Yeah. How to set up collaboration mode. Okay. Trying to think if I can set up an environment for that. All right, that's definitely an idea. Can we find out? Let me see if there is there anything on Blackmagic's website about this already. That is a real question. Let's look. Is there anything on their website about this collaboration? So there's a download. Okay. All right. So I'll have to dive into the like how simple they make it with that whole download file. Maybe I'll have to dual boot so I can use the free version. And then I think that might be a good idea to dive into. Okay. So they have a little download file here. What happens when we click this? This isn't even clickable. No, wait. I thought they said it was going to be a separate download. I don't know. I'll have to download the free version and see how it's all set up. But that is a good idea. I think that's what I'm going to do. I like that. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's what I'm going to do. Alrighty. And see if I can make it. I don't know if there's a different. Do I win anything? I don't know. Is there a training that kind of maybe teaches you how to do this? Fairlight, managing media delivery. No. All right. I don't think they really talk about how to set it up anywhere. All right. They're just kind of showing all the benefits of using it, right? What is this? What the hell? Oh, these are all of their, like, I don't know if I would have all of this on this page, but whatever. Okay, well. I'm curious, how many editors have a color correction book on their desk and a $30,000 lens? Some of these pictures are hilarious. Look at this system. No wires, nowhere. It's the cleanest office I've ever seen. I could understand like these desks not have any wires, but I don't know about that. All right, I'm burned out here. The documentation has instructions, but it's like a wall. Okay, so I'm curious if the is it in the free version documentation? Workflow improvements, is that it? Do they show you how to set it up in here? All right, improvements. So that's the only thing they talk about here, though, is the improvement. That's the only thing that's in the table of contents. And then these are just like random things talking about. I'm not a huge... Did anyone play around with this? I forget what it's called. it's like one of the new effects, the video collage effect. I didn't like the implementation of it. I wasn't a huge fan of how it works. It took me a while to wrap my head around it. Yeah. I was a bit confused. To be completely honest, I was like, this is so much easier in Fusion. Because all I have to do is just bring the clip into Fusion and throw a mask on it and call it a day. But I don't know. Okay, so the main, but okay. So it's not in the manual for the DaVinci Resolve 17 public beta. It's only in, I'm guessing, the 16 full manual is what you're saying. So yeah, maybe I'll make a video about things that are needed, how to set it up, and then working with it and stuff. All right, so that's a video that I haven't, or like a video idea I haven't done yet. At one point I was supposed to do the collaboration video with someone, and then I was like all for it, and they were all for it, and it seems like anyone that I try to work with, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Okay, when are we gonna do it? And then like they never get back to me, so whatever. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me, everyone, and I will talk to you guys later at some point. Don't know what day or when. I am definitely going to be making a collaboration video now that I think about it, because I haven't done one, and I'll try to do as much information as possible on how to set it up. And I'm going to attempt to set it up with the free version, because Blackmagic said that they are now going to allow that with the free version of DaVinci Resolve. My only question, because I couldn't find it on their website, is do they already have it available for the free version? So I'll look more into that, and I guess will be my next video. I'll probably, if I can't get it done because they don't have something ready yet, then I'll probably do a couple of streams in between here. But everyone that's in Europe, stay safe. It's kind of sucks being in lockdown again. And everyone in the U.S., it's kind of chaotic over here too. But I guess no matter where you are, stay safe. It's weird. Hopefully 2020 ends on a positive note. And with that being said, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. And I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.